Hello, I'm Judy O'Hara, and welcome to Paint Along with Judy. Please be sure to hit the like and subscribe button and hit the bell for notifications. Thanks for joining me, and let's get right to it. Well, hello. Today what we're going to do is paint some of my pocket t-shirts. This is a little Kestrel Hawk that I painted. I did some critters that I call pocket pals. Okay, and this one, cute little puppy dog coming out of the pocket. This was one of my favorites, is this rooster with his feet dangling down. And my mouse, he looks big enough he could be a rat, I guess, but it's fun. And this was the first one I did. I didn't have any pocket t-shirts, but I had a blue jean shirt, and I painted a little kitty cat coming out of the pocket there. Anyway, sometimes pocket t-shirts are hard to find. Thank you. Sometimes pocket t-shirts are hard to find. You took my, the one I'm gonna paint. Okay, give it back. Pocket t-shirts sometimes hard to find, so I'm gonna show you, if you can't find a pocket t-shirt and you wanna paint a pocket pal, or this dandelion, which is what we're going to do today, make your own pocket. Now, what I did first, I kind of looked at my other t-shirts to see where the positioning of the pockets would be and how wide and how deep the pocket would be. I painted one first of all on this canvas bag up here just for practice, to see if I could remember how to do it. I painted one, I think, many years ago, but I forgot all about it. But anyways, that's a little dandelion. So what I did is I took then a chalk pencil, or you could take a piece of chalk and mark out where you want your pocket to be. So I'm hoping I got this right, but that's where I want that one to be, I believe. And we'll do that first. And I think what I'm going to do is kind of cover up my t-shirt, because I tend to get messy, and it's always a good idea to kind of protect it with some paper towels. So I'm going to mix up a little bit of, I'll get out a little bit of neutral gray, because it's a gray t-shirt. Now it's going to depend on what color t-shirt you're using, but get something that's a color that's just a little bit lighter, you're going to mix up, in a color that's a little bit darker. So I'll get out a good spot of this neutral gray, I guess. Oh, and one thing I did forget, you are going to need textile medium. I didn't use it on the canvas bag because it was painting on canvas, so I didn't need it. But with fabric paint, you're going to need textile medium. This happens to be Folk Art textile medium, unless you're using fabric paint. Now this is going to be 2 parts of the medium to 1 part paint. And why is because if you just use plain acrylic paint, it would be really hard and stiff, and you don't want that. A nice, it makes it nice and softer. So I'm going to mix some of this gray, a little bit of black with it. I got a lot of black, I don't want that much, in my textile medium, and I'm going to create this pocket. So that I can paint something coming out of the pocket. I want the dandelions and the roots coming out of the pocket today. So, okay, I got a little bit darker than what my t-shirt is. And I'm going to kind of, maybe I didn't. I'll get a little bit darker yet. A little bit darker. And you really don't want to use a lot of water when you're working with, on fabric. So I've got kind of dark right next to it, softening it out. I'm going to paper towel over here. Just softening it out. Just kind of going around the pocket a little bit. There go my dogs. Someday I'll show them to you. They're adorable. Got a Papillon and a Pomeranian in the house. And then a couple dogs outside as well. Bigger dogs, a Lab mix and a Great Pyrenees mix. And a bunch of cats. And a bunch of chickens. So it's a regular zoo around here sometimes. Okay, I'm going to go right next to the top of that too. Not quite as dark. And then I'm just going to kind of try to fade it out a little bit. There we go. All right, now I need some white because that neutral gray, I'll get a white. I don't want it to splatter all over the place. But I'm going to, I will list the colors so that you will see all the colors that we're going to be using in this project. I'm just eyeballing this, but it's like twice as much medium, 2 parts medium to 1 part paint. Now I don't want to use pure white, but I'm going to pick up some of that neutral gray and lighten just a little bit across the top of that pocket. And maybe I will lighten a little bit right there. Maybe our light will be coming from this direction, so I will lighten that just a little bit over there. And I can do it a little bit here, but not nearly as much as on the other side. Okay, there's our pocket, except for I want to put a little bit of stitching in it because all the pockets seem to have a little bit of stitching. Oh, also, yeah, let me get a little bit of that lighter rim and put that right up here. I don't want to get it too much, but you know how there's like a little flap turned down and stitched. So we'll put that in there. Okay. Now the stitching, I want to use a liner brush for that. I have a strip liner around here someplace that is really long bristles, but I think this one will do. So I want to get that dark paint again, getting it a little bit thinner. And I'm going to touch it to my paper towel because I definitely do not want water. And you know what? I was thinking it might help if I put my glasses on. So I'm going to stitch this little flap down. Just a few little dots. I'll come back to that because it's still wet there. But I'll go around the pocket, putting little stitches in with a little bit darker color so that they show up. In some places you can just kind of just touch it. See? And I'm trying not to get my head into this too much, but it's hard to get a comfortable position sometimes. Someday we'll get it right. Someday. Maybe not today. All right, now I'll finish the top. And then what I'm going to do is pause just a second and blow dry this, get it good and dry. So I think there's your pocket to work with. So just in case you don't have a shirt that has a pocket, paint one on it, and then you can paint your pocket critters, your flower, whatever. But I'm going to soften that just a little bit down here. But I think that's pretty good for the pocket. So give me just a second, and I want to blow dry this, and we'll come back. Okay. Hi. Okay, we're back. I blow dried this sufficiently, I think, and I'm going to go ahead and start the dandelion. And I think I'm just going to do a single dandelion on this one. Not quite like how that was. I think I'll start with the leaf. And I'm just going to kind of come up like this. I've already mixed in pretty much the textile medium. And I'm using a mixture of leaf green and chromium oxide green. And I'm going to come back through a few times probably and reinforce. Okay. All right. So there's that one. And let's get that over here. And they're just really almost like, looks almost like a Christmas tree, I think. The shape of the leaves. I have patterns for these that I drew out that you can copy and transfer on with graphite paper if you prefer to do that. If you want to just freehand it on like I'm doing, that's fine, but if you don't feel comfortable with that, I will have those for you. Okay, now I have some raw sienna here. I'm going to touch my paper towel. You know what, I think I'm going to use my liner for that, for this part anyways. And I'm going to put a little stem with my raw sienna. Right down there. I got a little fat there, but that's okay because, you know what, I just come back and touch it with the green right there. That's fine. Okay, and I want to do the stem of the dandelion. I could do my little round brush, but I think I'll go ahead and use this liner. And I want to get it all the way to the top of the pocket. I don't know if I got my leaves all the way to the top. I better check. If I put my glasses on, that always helps. Yeah, they need to come down a little further, I see, now that I can actually see. So let me get my brush out that I was using for the greens. It's wet, so I'm going to touch it to my paper towel because I want to make sure that it doesn't run on my fabric. Okay, and I'll just bring this down a little bit so that it's actually coming up out of the top of that pocket. Okay, now I gotta get out my yellow so we can get that flower going. Well, wait, one more step. I'm sorry, I almost forgot. Underneath the dandelion, you see that green first. And I'm just gonna take my round brush and just tap, tap, tap in some green. Just like that. And then I'm gonna take my liner brush. Make sure my paint's thinned out some. Touch it, make sure it's not gonna be all runny. And then I wanna bring some of this out like this. See there? Now, if you like some of those pals, my pocket pals, I would gladly do a video on some of those. Let me know what you'd like to see. Okay, so there's that. Now, I want to put my flour in. So I better get out some yellow. I've got some Cad Yellow. This is Cad Yellow Medium, I guess. And put a little bit of that out. I don't need much, really, of any of it because it's just a small little flour. And then again, I've got to use twice as much for the textile medium. And I'm going to use the Cadmium Yellow, and this is a Yellow Deep by Master's Touch. And I'm also going to use some white in that. So I'm looking for a clean brush, really. I think I've got a little flat brush here somewhere. Okay, that should be fine. It's not totally clean either from painting that a few minutes ago. But I'm going to, first of all, just get the Cadmium Yellow. Look at it so you can see it on camera. Oh, I didn't put my textile medium in yet. I don't want to do that because if I forget that step, I'm going to have a stiff shirt. Not be comfortable. So right now I'm just going to tap in on the top of that. See, I'm laying my brush kind of on its side and just tapping that yellow in there. Oh, I like it. I like it already. Okay, I'm going to wipe my brush and mix that medium, textile medium, with my deeper yellow. Now, you don't have to have the exact same colors that I have. You can have something a little bit different. That's just what I happen to have on hand. So I'm tapping some of that deep yellow in there. And you don't really see a whole lot of difference in the color right now because I need to get some white in with that yellow. So I'm going to actually take some of the white and mix up a little bit and put it in with the yellow. And might need to let some of this dry a little bit better. And just do a little tap, tap, tap dance. And I'm going to take my liner once again with that light yellow that I've mixed up. And maybe I'll take some of the dark first. Come out. And I don't mean dark, but I mean the medium. Now I'm going to come out across the green too, but it's kind of wet right now. What I think I'll do in just a few minutes, I'll blow dry that and then come back and put some of those down there. But right now I can go ahead, put them across the back, and of course those little petals in the back are short and stubby, not like these nice long ones. They get longer the more closer to the front they are, the longer ones. So let's take another little break real quick and get this blow dried and come back and we'll finish it up. Okay, we're back. I blow dried this and I'm ready to reinforce everything and finish it up. I think first of all I'll go back into this raw sienna and reinforce that little vein. I got fat with it again, but it's okay. I can lift some of that out. Actually, I can go right over it with that green. And I might want to take a little bit of this lighter green, kind of highlight up here. And a lot of times you're looking at your paint and it's like, oh wow, it's so bright. And then it dries and you wonder, where did it go? So always kind of wait till it dries to judge if that's how you want it. Let it dry. Do another coat if you need to, or just leave it go. But I'm not going to piddle with this all day long. I could, but I don't want to. Just going to soften that out a little bit. Okay. I think I might reinforce that a little bit. That stem. Now on this green, I was shooting for getting that all blow dried. I'm just going to stay really low down on this to highlight because I don't want to interfere. I don't want to interfere with putting those petals down there. But if I had more space, I would actually put the little lines. I don't know if you can see them on this one up here, with the little lines and lighten those. But anyway, I could always do that on another project. But right now, I just want to get some of these yellow, by cadmium yellow, petals on here. Can add a little bit of white to it so that it shows up a little bit better. And some of my green looks like it's still wet. So it's kind of getting a little green in there where I don't necessarily want it. Okay, and I could put a little bit of that white back at the back. Now the only other thing I really want to do is get some of this dark in there. I want some right here where these petals meet, and then right back here, and then a little bit of white, tapping it in. I don't want to leave it white. I want it to be a light yellow, but a little white highlight across the top. So, and I might come back later and reinforce this after it dries, but while we were off camera, I did add a little bit of orange in with my darker yellow, because after it dried I noticed it wasn't quite as bright as I wanted it to be, so I tapped it into here, and then I took a little tiny bit of my white and highlighted those stem areas. But what we're going to do right now is put the roots on, okay? And so I went to get my very, very dark gray, and just kind of like a spaghetti type line, and put a few roots in there. Just using my liner. Get wiggly with it, because you don't want anything too straight. Just a few little roots. And they can cross over each other. And I think that will be it for this. Let it dry. See if you need to do any reinforcing or touching up. And I think that's it for this video. So thank you for watching. Keep those brushes moving. Hit a thumbs up if you find any value in this, and please subscribe. Until next time, keep those brushes moving. Bye-bye now.